Some love stories feel written in the stars. The kind that don't burst into life with fireworks, but quietly unfold in the most unexpected places. And long before the world watched a royal wedding or a balcony kiss, there were just two shy university students whose friendship, almost by accident, became one of the most famous romances on the planet. It didn't begin with a dramatic meet-cute or some grand royal introduction. It actually started with two teenagers taking gap years on the other side of the world. Both signed up for the same volunteer program in Chile. Same country, same organization, same timing, and yet, they never met. It was one of those near misses that only makes sense later, when fate finally steps in. Because their real beginning wouldn't happen until they both walked into St. Andrews University in 2001. Or rather, until one of them walked in late. He skipped Freshers Week, which meant there was no big introduction, no early spark. Just a quiet moment Kate later remembered so vividly she admitted she went bright red and practically ran away out of shyness. Not exactly the glamorous start you'd expect from a future royal couple. But that awkward first moment didn't last long. Once they got to know each other, something just clicked. Not romantically. Not yet. Just the kind of easy, natural connection that instantly feels safe. They found themselves laughing together, sharing the same sense of humor, discovering they liked the same things, and, without meaning to, becoming inseparable. For an entire year, they were just friends. The kind of friendship that builds slowly, layer by layer, until it becomes the foundation for something far deeper. Even William admitted he felt something special almost immediately. But instead of rushing it, he held back. And that patience ended up shaping everything that came next. Then came the moment people still talk about today, the charity fashion show. Kate walked the runway in that iconic look, and suddenly the friend William thought he knew looked very different. He paid for a front row seat, and that single moment has been replayed so many times it's practically royal folklore now. By 2002, reports surfaced that William would be moving into a shared flat with friends, and Kate would be one of them. No palace. No protocol. Just students living together, cooking pasta, going to classes, and building a relationship far away from cameras. Those early days were quiet, ordinary, and that's exactly why they were so powerful. But the world didn't truly know they were a couple until 2004, when they were photographed on a ski trip in Switzerland. In one instant, their private bubble disappeared. Suddenly everyone wanted to know everything. How they met, what they were like together, whether this was the real deal. And for a while, it really did look like the plot of a rom-com. Until it didn't. Because like any young couple, especially one under insane pressure, they hit a rough patch. The breakup wasn't dramatic, just two people trying to figure out who they were becoming. He described it as growing up. She later said it made her stronger, even though she hated it at the time. Looking back, fans see this chapter as the turning point that made their love story feel real. Not a fairy tale, but a human one. And then, they found their way back. Over the next few years their relationship grew, steadier than before. More mature. More rooted. By the time they traveled to Kenya in 2010, the world was waiting. And in the quiet of that trip, far from reporters and royal responsibilities, he proposed with his mother's ring. Kate described it simply, very romantic. Understatement of the century, but also exactly the kind of grounded honesty people love about her. Their wedding the following April was watched by millions. A global moment. But behind all the pomp and ceremony, William reportedly called his new wife his rock. That single word captured everything their relationship had already survived. And since then, they've lived an entire life together. 3 children. Countless royal duties. Major highs, difficult lows, including the period when Kate underwent chemotherapy, one of the toughest chapters of their lives. Years before that, she'd said William always supported her through the good and the bad. And that same devotion has only grown stronger. Their marriage echoes the kind of long-lasting partnership William saw in his grandparents, who were together for over 7 decades. And more than once, he said he hopes they'll have the same kind of future. Because if their love story proves anything, it's this: not every iconic romance starts with lightning bolts. Sometimes it starts with two shy students, a missed meeting in Chile, and a friendship that slowly becomes the thing neither of them can imagine living without. This Valentine's Day, their story is a reminder that the best love stories take time. And sometimes they start with nothing more than a shared laugh in a university hallway.